Welcome everyone to another edition of American Soccer Break with Rahi and Roy. And we had a little bit of a game there yesterday at the
A little
Gold
bit
Cup.
of a game.
Very different from seeing the troops last week in Vegas. So talk to me, guys. What's your initial thoughts about this?
Go for it, Rahi.
This is the US of the past, right? This is what we're used to seeing. A game where we're not the better team. Jamaica was superior. The first 30 minutes, we weren't even in the game. Then we grew into the game. We got better, but it's the typical problem of arriving into that area around the box and then that final pass, the final cross, the final delivery, the finish is off. This is what we've seen prior to the past 3-4 years with this new crop of players. There's nothing new, really. It's the U.S. performance in the Gold Cup, and somehow we find a way. A late goal from Brandon Vazquez, an amazing game from Matt Turner. I mean, in the long line of goalkeepers, this is nothing new, Roy, right? This is what we're used to seeing from old U.S. teams. I'm not surprised.
You say old U.S. teams as if it was years ago. I remember seeing the U.S. play like this in qualifying. I remember seeing the U.S. play like this in last Nations League. It was very, very recent. I am under the suspicion that this latest batch of games is more of an anomaly. I hope it's not. I hope we're just this new generation, this new style of play with an attacking midfielder where we're flowing, we understand each other better than ever. But the game yesterday looked like most U.S. games over the past 2-3 years. Aside from a couple games at the World Cup, aside from these last two games in Nations League, this is the U.S. This is how we're used to seeing them play. And was I disappointed? I thought we played okay. I thought if you compare it against Mexico and Canada, the A team, sure, it's bad. But I didn't think
Night and day.
Yes, night and day. It's the players are very different caliber, but I thought we dominated. I thought we were the better team for about 60, 70 minutes. We just didn't really have ideas. We went back to that same crap of crossing the ball, that bear halter push against El Salvador, against all these Nations League games in the past and qualifying. It was bad.
Even the goal is not a great cross, right? It's a cross that goes to a Jamaican defender, gets deflected, and then Vasquez is there to finish.
Yeah.
So it's not a crisp move, but it's sort of what we've done, right? Kind of keep pushing and eventually get a bit lucky. And then what about Matt Turner? I mean,
what a beast, man. I love this freaking guy.
To save that penalty. I do want to talk about the goals real quick for both teams. I thought both goals were defensive mistakes. I think on our end, Matt Miazga missed. I think he was the one who missed the marker.
Yeah, he keeps that entire team onside, basically.
Yep.
They're supposed to play them off, and he doesn't. And so the entire Jamaican team is right there. Anyone could have finished that goal.
Yeah. And then I thought the same, frankly, for our goal, too. I thought, I think it was one of the Jamaican defense Lembekisa or something. I think he just like it went right. And look, I mean, we all played with each other soccer. You saw my horrible finishing, but I could have scored that Brandon Vazquez goal. So
I don't know. That was a good finish. It was a good finish.
So I thought that was super easy. I know you guys probably thought like maybe it was a little good finish. I would have scored that easily, man.
Rocky would have definitely missed it. Maybe he used the heel, but
he definitely would have missed that. He's definitely misremembering his time playing soccer.
Yeah, well. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about some of the players, right, who played yesterday.
Sure.
Who stood out. This could be on from the good side or from the dark side. So who we got?
Yeah, I'll start this one out just because I know you guys are going to hate my answer. And just because I know most U.S. fans are going to hate this answer, I thought Jesus Ferreira was probably our most dangerous attacking player. Not in the sense of a traditional number 9, not like Balogun making the smartest run, not like a finisher like Balogun. But if you watch the goal, if you watch Sonora's chance, the one that he absolutely 99 out of 100 times needs to freaking make that shot. He's on the left of the goal. He puts it far post. That's a goal. And Jordan Morris's chance, who created, not just gave the pass, but created, because they were beautiful balls every single time. It was Jesus Ferreira. So should he be the starting number 9 for this Gold Cup team? Maybe he's a 10. Maybe he plays a little bit further back. We play Brandon ahead of him, but he created every single dangerous chance that this team had, including the freaking goal. Who put in the cross that the Jamaican defender miscontrolled?
To the Jamaican defender. He crossed it directly to the Jamaican defender. I think you said Jesus Ferreira, but you meant to say Brandon Vazquez because he did what strikers are supposed to do, which is score goals.
Do nothing, and then
Jesus
the
Ferreira
one
is in the
happened,
team to score goals. That's what he's doing in MLS. That's what he's supposed to do for the national team, and he doesn't do that. It's fine. He's dropping into the midfield, but we have players who can play that position, who can play the number 10, who can create. He's supposed to be a striker, and he's not giving us finishing. He's not giving us what he's in the team for, right? Yeah, his little layoff to Morris is nice. Don't get me wrong. It's a nice little layoff that Morris should finish. Yes,
it's a beautiful
Sonora,
layoff.
it's a nice little touch.
Little
but
layoff.
it's a connecting touch. It's a touch to connect two passes, yes. But you don't need a player in the team strictly for that, in my opinion. Brandon Vazquez comes in and changes the game. With one chance, finishes it. That's who you should have said, not Jesus Ferreira. Because he's the number 9 for this team.
What if Sonora finishes that easy chance? What if Jordan Morris finishes that easy chance? Who is the player of the game for you?
Matt Turner. No, but look, Ferreira had a good game. He had a good game, and he had a performance for his level. He was very good, but he's still not a starting number 9 for this team.
I don't disagree with that.
2 strikers. Yeah. He can play as a second striker, yes. But
let me switch it up. Let me switch it up a little bit. Let's talk about the back, because the biggest problem we thought coming into this game is how do we deal with Mikel Antonio? How do we deal with Leon Bailey? How do we deal with DeMar Gray? How did you feel that played out? Obviously, when Aaron Long went out, I think things changed a little bit, but yeah,
for the better. Yeah,
yeah. So
I thought Aaron Long was as predicted. I said in the last video, God, I hope Aaron Long does not start this freaking game. He started and he was bad. He was just bad all game. He was making mistakes. He was passing out of the back was poor. I thought Miazga did fine. I thought he did okay. I thought Tolkien did okay. I thought Yedlin was the classic trademark Yedlin, where he'll burst forward and then he'll give a cross into the stands every single freaking time. What were those crosses? But in terms of controlling, I mean, we controlled them for the most part. How many chances did they have? It was the PK and it was the one free kick. And a couple.
Yeah, I mean, they should have been up 2-0 in the 30th minute. Sure. I think that BJ, who's been perfect up to this point, got it wrong in the back. He went for experience. He thought, okay, I can play Tolkien, but I need some experience with Aaron Long. I need some experience with Yedlin on the other side to balance out the fresh faces. But he got it wrong. He should have gone with youth, right? Jalen Neal came in, and Jalen Neal was flat out better than Aaron Long. Aaron Long just hasn't been the same player since his injury. And Yedlin shouldn't have played either, to be honest. They were the culprits. I understand you want experience. It just didn't work out. Play the kids. Jalen Neal was an upgrade over Aaron Long. And so as you saw in that second half, we were better in the back.
Yeah, I think perfect. Roy, your boy, Jalen Neal, I thought he had a pretty good game.
He was good.
I thought he did too.
Not great.
He was shaky when he came on. He had that one where he tried to clear it and he totally flubbed it and led to a breakaway. I think it was Leon Bailey on that side. But aside from that, he's a decent player, man. Yeah. He's a good player. He's a good defender. He just needs to build strength. He needs to build his decision-making up a little better. But I thought he was good. Next game, I would start him. Not that next game matters with his St. Kitts, but I would start him moving forward.
Yes, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. So now moving forward, obviously, we have this game out of the way. Moving forward now, what do we expect out of the St. Kitts game? Real quickly, obviously we won't preview this full game, but what are we kind of expecting?
Yeah, I think Cade Cowell has to start. I think he didn't get enough time to make a difference. Zendejas will have more of an impact because the team that they're playing is inferior. And I don't think Aiden Morris starts. Aiden Morris, I think I understand you got to play him. He's got to get up to this level, but he looked out of his depth a bit.
Yeah, he looked lost, and which is such a shame because he looks good for Columbus, but I'm starting to think it's more the play style and the players around him that help him look good. He just doesn't look like this is where he should be at this stage of his career. It's unfortunate. I don't think he'll grow to that, but I think it's 6-0 against St. Kitts. Anything less than that would suck.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care. They're gonna win this game.
Wait, you don't care? Every time people say I don't care, it's like we could get into like a 2-0.
Cares.
Like at the end.
But why does it matter if it's 2-0, if it's 5-0, if it's 6-0? It doesn't matter how many goals they score. I mean,
No.
if Jesus Ferreira has a hat trick, then all of a sudden we're going to say, yeah, he's the guy.
You would
Point is,
be
we're going to
bedridden
win
for
the
a month
game.
if they lost this game. So don't say you don't care. You'd be
No,
so depressed.
this is my point. Is this Jamaica game is very different. This was a good team we're playing against.
Sure,
St. Kitts and Nevis, let's not read too much into this game.
Yeah,
Maybe
fair.
4-0, 5-0.
Okay.
That's probably the game.
Fair.
But it doesn't matter.
All right, cool. Well, we'll come to you guys after the U.S. Drops 2-1 to St. Kitts and Nevis.
Then I will care.
Then we'll have a special show for that. No, and all in all, look, I think they kind of put themselves in good position. They start off pretty poorly, but we are off and running in the Gold Cup, and we will come to you again later in the week. We'll wrap up the St. Kitts and Nevis game and preview the big game against Trinidad. So until then, keep watching the U.S., watch the Gold Cup, watch some of the other Gold Cup games too, and we'll catch you guys later.